You're live. Hello and welcome to Salton Studios Resolve Davinci Resolve tutorials. Today we are talking about creating a new project and creating proxies. The reason is because we are going to send those proxies to remote editors to work on the project. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is create a new project, and we are working on NHRA.
Is recording both screens?
No, just this one. Oh, we should probably look at the screen. Okay, so I'm opening our project here. NHRA 2020, Part 2. And in our media pool, we have a little bin for each part of this project. Now, we've already sent out UST Global to an editor, so that's done. Let's work on, TTM is a little different. Let's work on Edwards. Okay, first thing, we've got a bunch of missing clips. The reason is because I have not probably synced this project to this machine yet. But that's okay. I'll just pull it off the network, and the way I'm going to do that is by telling Davinci Resolve to look on the network there, and we're going to call that the E drive. So this tells Davinci Resolve, look in this location for media, and when something in the program asks for something from that collection, use this drive letter instead of that one. So it kind of okay, so let's close this now and reopen it and see what happens. See if that worked. Let's delete some stuff off of our desktop. Let's empty our recycle bin.
Play your flute.
Oh, we have one viewer. One viewer.
Oh, we have 0 viewers.
Easy to play, hard to get good. We're in, and look, all of our media is linking up, and it's going to pull off the network, so it might be a little slow, but it'll generate local proxies as we go. So, or not proxies, but render cache. So the first thing we need to do, have we done anything? We haven't done anything on this project. So, oh, we do have the clips synchronized already because we have these media sync timelines. So let's actually add a new bin called timelines to Edwards, and we'll put those media sync. These are multicam timelines of each interview. Put those over there. And then the rest of this should just be the interview clips. Oh, I already have an original clips bin. It's just not organized in there. Okay, so let's double check. Interview, yes. I don't know what this is. This doesn't belong in this project. Let's get rid of that. Why is that in there? Interesting. That must have got dumped into the wrong folder. Okay, interview, 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 interview. Interview. So the MXF files here are from the ACAM, and that's what I want to transcribe. So I'm going to take all of these. We have some other clips. Oh, all of those ones that didn't belong just went offline. Interesting. It's a mystery. Okay, so let's take all the MXFs and we'll create a new timeline using selected clips, and we will call it all, let's call it Edwards all interviews full ACAM. Try to be as descriptive as possible. Are you able to see this?
Uh-huh.
So here we are. One thing that would be nice to do on this is fix the audio. The MXF files have 4 channels of audio, but we only record the clean audio onto a single channel. Let's look at the mixer. I think it's on, sometimes I put it on channel 1, sometimes on channel 2. Looks like it's on channel 1 here. So I'm going to take all of these clips. There's a couple ways to do this, but let's delete them for now. Let's take them off the timeline. And the right way to do this is in your media pool, right-click on all the clips that you want to fix the audio for, click on clip attributes, go to audio, and this tells what audio should be attached to the file. So right now it has 4 mono tracks. Let's delete 3 of those. We just want 1 stereo track. So we'll change this one to stereo, and then we want to pull both the left and the right channel from the embedded channel 1 from the clip. And now when we drag these down, we just get the 1 audio file, and let's play it back to make sure it's good. My speakers are off. Great, sounds good. Great.
So a key differentiator.
Great. Great, great. What are these little short ones? Are these just, do we need these? Yeah, those are not that short. Okay. Okay, that's all of our interviews. Let's just double check before we send this out that that is in fact all of our interviews. We did interviews and then like kind of B-roll in between them, but let's see, MXF. We just want the MXFs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. And now I'm looking directly in the media storage rather than the clips that have been pulled into the project. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Great, they're on our timeline. Let's go to the Deliver tab and export all of these as little proxies. So I've created a custom render setting here called Crunch. This will create a very small file that can be uploaded to for transcription. Everything should be set in here. I use H.265 with network optimization, super small file, 640 by 360. Change the audio to AAC, 96 kilobits per second. All of this is in the preset, but the only thing you need to change is here under File. It wants to know how to name the files, and I want to, okay, actually the first thing, this render setting right here, you can render this entire timeline as a single clip, or you can render it as individual clips. We want to render individual clips because we're making proxies, okay? And then instead of using a custom name, we want to use a source name. So our clips will match these clip names, and that will allow us to hook everything back up later. So let's put these in their own proxy folder. This folder is synchronized. It's not synchronized. Let's put this on the network folder. It's a little confusing maybe, but NHRA. Where's the media folder for this? Oh, okay. This is, I've had to set this up a little differently. This is these are all the years, and each year, tell me if I'm not making sense. Okay. So in my footage folder, I have a folder for each year. Okay. And then my backup software, which is called Resilio, I'll show you, backs up each of those folders, 2018, 2019, 2020. They each get backed up to a couple other computers. When I share those folders, they give access to whoever I share with to everything in the folder. So editors who I just want to give access to a single folder, I've moved those projects into a different folder called 2019 shares. It should be called 2020 shares. And so those projects are in that share folder, and then each one is shared. Each one of those folders is shared individually. So here's one for Michael the Mayor, and here's one for NHRA, the NHRA project. So that's where those projects are. So here's our edit folder that contains everything of the edit. Here's our media folder that contains the raw media. Let's make a new folder called Proxies, and we want that to contain media that matches this. These are card dumps in here, so there's a bunch of folders. But I think I'm gonna stop doing card dumps and just dump clips. I don't know what the advantage is of doing full card dumps. I've been told to do that. I'll do it on paid projects if people ask for it, but I don't see an advantage to it other than it makes everything difficult to find. Okay, so we have our proxies folder. That's where we want to dump these clips. And good. So we have our individual clips. Good. Add to render queue. Now, you don't need to do this, but I'm going to do it right now so we can keep working. I'm going to log into the other machine that's in the other room and put it into remote rendering mode. And that way we can send the render up the pipeline and so we're open. The only thing we have to do is go to workspace, remote rendering, and that'll put it into remote rendering mode.
What's that for? Is it using that machine to render?
Yeah.
Because it's faster.
Yeah, and all the files, the big original files are on that machine. And when you render, you can't use Resolve for anything else. So if I send it here with this, send it up to 666, start render.
That's what that machine is, 666?
Yeah. Render job 13 failed as you do not have write permissions at the selected location. What? Oh, S. Let's put it on E. It'll synchronize up to that same folder. Update job. Update job. Clear render status 666. Okay, start. Ready for remote rendering. So it should be sending. Let's look at that computer. It'll take a minute to load up the timeline. The project, there it is. And then it starts cranking on it. It looks like all the clips are there. Nothing's missing or not linked. So good. So those are going now. So, and now we can continue to use Davinci Resolve here. So the next thing is to upload those things that are exporting for transcription. Looks like it's going to take about 15 minutes. The transcription, do you want me to show you an auto edit?
Sure, show me.
Okay, let's use auto edit. This is an application that's going to let us put together a paper edit. My virus scanner likes to hang and look at it for a little bit. Okay, so this is the main auto edit interface. You're going to be dumped into this screen, which is all the transcriptions. Sometimes they get stuck and just process forever and you can't delete them. I've just experimented with some different things, but anyway, so if you go into one of these transcriptions, you'll see the full transcription. You can click anywhere on it. You'll get the video. And you can create highlights. And it'll underline those, and then you can export this as a timeline and the edit will come right into your software already being all put together. So that's one clip. So what if we want to put multiple clips together and maybe not in order? Let's clear the highlights on this. So for that, you would go to the new paper edit tab, and we're going to do a paper edit for OCT. I always refer to the client in the same way as OC Tanner. OCT, and then the project name, NHRA 2020, and then the specific part of the project, which is the client named Edwards. And there it is. Okay, so now once we have our clips in here, there seems to be no way to like create a folder in here. That would be nice. This is going to have all your paper edits in it, so I guess you could delete what you're not using. But let's start pulling in. Let's
like
see.
all of your previous ones? Like if you're Michael the Mirror?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like one of the limitations. This app is like in beta, it's open source.
Did you already add all the clips, upload them from the, or is it still, it's going to take 15 minutes for the Edwards stuff.
Yeah, let's see where that's at. So I'm going to go over to my 2019 shares. Here's the NHRA share folder, and I want to pull these proxies down to my local machine. Actually, I don't need to do that. Let's go find them on the network. Footage 2020. No, footage shared. 2019 shares. OCT NHRA proxies. So some of these have already started dumping in here. Let's see where we're at. It's completed 4. So let's upload the first 4 to auto edit. So new transcription. Choose a file. Go back to that folder, footage, proxies. You have to do another thing, you have to do these one at a time. You can't just drop a bunch in. So clip 1 MP4, that's going to correspond to clip 001.mxf.
And it knows that.
It will know that when we tell it. So first thing to do, choose the file. Feel like, did we already do this? Proxies, so clip 1, open. Okay, we can see it's loaded there. The title of the transcription is here. It'll automatically use the file name, which is fine for me because it in there refers to what project we're working on. And then you can choose your back end. What is going to do the transcription? On a Mac, you can use this one called Speechmatics, which is free and built in, no. Pocket Sphinx. Does not require extra setup, and it works on a Mac. It doesn't work on Windows, which we're on right now. Gentle is another one you can install on Mac. It's a separate thing, but it's free and open source. You can also upload a captions file in SRT, which the best captions come from Trint. So you could upload this to Trint, get the SRT file, and add it here, and use that transcription instead of the backend service here. How's this going?
I'm following, yeah, it's just
Okay.
a lot of steps.
Yeah. So we'll submit that, and then it gets added to this list. See, it's transcribing. It takes about 5 minutes, regardless of the file size.
Yeah.
But all of this is being done so that you can export an EDL, right?
All of yes.
Because couldn't you, if we were going to just send the paper edit script to an editor, couldn't they just look through the long timeline?
On like Trint, yeah.
Like,
but remember the problem that you ran into where every edit has to refer to the file it's coming from?
Yeah.
So you can do that manually. This will put it all together automatically for you.
But
I guess it depends on what the quicker, easier workflow would be. Since we're sending it out to the editor anyway, then I mean, yeah, we could save this step and just do Trint and just tell them to make sure they refer to the file name.
Right.
What do you think? How would you do it?
I mean, I guess it
Is this
depends.
mine?
That's yours. Yeah, I already mine. It depends on the editor. You still streaming?
Yeah. How would you do it? How would you approach it out of those two options? This is also something that we could, well, yeah.
I guess I'm still wrapping my head around the advantages of the like if I'm an editor, if I'm a video editor and you send me a paper edit that on paper says, like get this clip and pull from here, or maybe we're asking the paper, like if we're going to outsource this to a paper editor, to somebody to write the script of it, then are they gonna look through the transcription alone, or are they gonna are we gonna make them download auto edit or Trint?
No, they don't have to.
So they're probably just going to put together.
I'm just showing this to you because it's
right
here.
But I'm thinking like, okay, so if we're going to have somebody do the Edwards, do a paper edit, then they're going to get a transcript, and then they're going to copy. They're gonna create a script from that, an edited script. Which, how will they know where the timestamps are on all of that if they're not using auto edit, if they're not using Trint, if we're not asking them to do it?
We can output a raw text file from Trint with timestamps, and they would edit from that, including the timestamp and the file name for each cut.
So should we be uploading this to Trint too?
Sure.
Because the auto edit doesn't do that.
Yeah, auto edit. I'm just kind of showing you, I guess, to see if it might fit into the workflow. Maybe it's something that makes sense for bigger projects, like a documentary or something, where you're going to have a ton of footage and you're going to be trying to cut something together.
If the script editor is using it, but if we're going to be outsourcing the script writing, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to use it.
Yeah.
If they're not going to use that.
That's true. We can just give them instructions. Yeah, and then we don't have to sync timelines. We can let them do all that stuff too. So we don't even have to provide them with a project, really. Okay, so everything in Trint, I'm putting in the SAMG folder. Here's Edwards. Oh, look, I've already uploaded all of the clips. I must have already exported all of these as proxies. 1, 53, 58, 59, 60. These are, I've already done this.
Yay!
Okay, so these are all up. So,
so can you export all? Do you have to do each one individually, or can
you can export them all at once, but if you do that, it sends them to your email, which is Michael's email.
Right.
So you do have to download them all at once, but you just check it, export. It'll ask you what you want, so we can send a. What would be the best thing? Customizable HTML player, so they could actually pull it up. I wonder if that lets you kind of do some of the functionality. Let's look at it. One viewer.
But if we're outsourcing the video part as well, and they're going to be going off of a script paper edit that just refers to timestamps in a whole bunch of different clips, they're not going to be using they're not going to be getting an EDL. Then why not, when you put them all on the timeline, why not just export them all out into one? Because they're still going to have, and then we get our remote editor.
Because they're going to have to reference whatever you export. So if you put them all onto one timeline and export them, then the timestamps will correspond to that timeline, which we could send them as an XML. Sure. Is that easier?
It seems easier than having to do this, with each file, like uploading one file and downloading one file.
Yeah, you're right. If we're not doing the EDL. Okay, so let's do that. Let's re-export this. This is still going. Let's stop it. So we'll change it to single clip.
Yeah. So my name's Christian Johnson.
And
global strategy
what's
in
playing?
Is that the HTML thing?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's got a little player. It lets you jump around, see the video. Yeah.
What is it? Just
And
just straight HTML.
let's see what it looks like.
Cool.
It's in this folder. So it has an index, some JavaScript, and some CSS. So it is streaming the video from online.
From where?
From Trent.
Oh, okay, so we could send that to an editor, and that way they could still see. And if they copy text and paste it somewhere else, so go into that HTML, copy.
Yeah. Let's see what it does. It's a copy with timestamps. No. That would be cool. But we can also send them the regular text, whatever. Okay, let's export this all as one. So now we're going to do a single clip. We're going to call this the same as the timeline. So we want it to match the timeline now. All interviews full a cam. Edwards, all interviews full a cam. Single clip. Garbage. We want garbage quality. Damn it. I think we can, there we go, timeline name. Into the proxies folder. Crap. Good. Okay. We'll send that over to 666 to work on. The beast in the other room. Ready for remote rendering. Should kick in. Okay, let's look at the other options we can download from Trent. A doc, SRT, that's a subtitle, VTT, subtitles for use with HTML video players, subtitles for use with App and Media Composer, Spruce subtitling format, EDL, interactive player, XML project, CSV. So I think we'd probably just want a doc with
For an editor.
Yeah.
And that has the timestamps. Like every.
Let's look. DocX. Open with. I don't have a Word subscription, but let's see. Timestamps. Everything, copy and paste. Yeah, so I think a DocX and that HTML player between those two.
Yeah. So if it's just one timeline, just one doc for all of the script, for all of the interviews, then the people they'll be able to, it'll be a much more straightforward edit for them than having to include same that I was experiencing of like you don't need to like have all of the file data copied in addition to a timestamp with every single like line of your script.
Yes. Because now it'll correspond to the timeline.
But for the one that we do work on, that we do the editing, it'll be fun to try auto edit or try some of these
more advanced.
Yeah.
And if we do get in
To a flow.
Watching.
Yeah, one person watching.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, if we do get into a better workflow with someone, then we could maybe start sending them. Because if we could get an SRT back from someone, we could just export the clips that are needed from the interviews for the edit and send those to the editor rather than sending them the full collection. Maybe saves a little bit of time, but I don't know.
So now, once the edit's done, then we're going to go on Fiverr and get somebody to do the paper edit.
Yep.
And then once that's done, then we go on Fiverr and get somebody to do a video edit.
Yep.
And that needs to be done by the 31st is the real deadline. So in order to make that deadline, in case people fuck up,
yeah,
you would want to get the video project back by the 29th.
Let me see. Um, 29th is next Wednesday. I think that's probably a good target for
the video.
The video, yeah, for the first draft, yeah.
Which means that the paper edit would basically need to happen over the weekend. You should get the editor that piece at least by Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
So the paper edit needs to happen in the next few days.
Correct. So let's look at some of the sellers and see what their turnaround times are. I wish there was a way in Fiverr. The communication stuff is kind of annoying. It is cool though. It shows you like their average response time and their local time and stuff. So I'm gonna just open some of these. So this girl says her turnaround time is 3 days. This girl says, oh, this guy says his turnaround time is 2 days. These people are fairly fast.
I'm sure though that there's like, that's not just like any 2 days. Like right now, 2 days later, it's like, you know,
I think that's what it means. Like if I need this in 2 days,
yeah,
they're gonna get it to me in 2 days. This person has 1 day delivery, and I wrote to her. She said she was busy, but if we could wait, she could start. So she has 1 day turnaround, and she's gonna charge $20. So, and I like offering people more, especially if they're cheap. So how about we give you $30? You know, and they're like, oh, cool.
cool.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think I can help outsource and delegate tasks like that. I think you're probably still the best person to maybe
once they're
manage the files, but
yeah.
I could manage those conversations with people.
Perfect.
So if you can get all the the files uploaded and the proxies created in the folders that you want, and then you know get that all done, I can manage those. Now in this case, like because of this quick turnaround time, like we want to get somebody working very soon. So what will I need? Because I may be getting picked up by Stacy in the next hour or so, but I can work remotely on it. I can work on it from home, but to send them the files. I guess if it's the text, it's basically just a PDF. That's super easy, right?
That docx. You can send files in Fiverr.
Okay, great.
You can just attach them to the message in the project message thing.
Tell how big.
I haven't had a problem. Yeah, like
you wouldn't send video files.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So you're also already kind of in that conversation. Of course, you gave me your login, so I can go in and be you in that conversation.
Yeah.
And carry that out. But then when that's done, I mean, I'll be back here tomorrow night for party, so we can check in then, and then I'll be here Sunday. So I can check in on the conversation if when did the $30 the $15 rider say she was available starting when?
She said, I'm not available this weekend, but I'm available Monday. I could start then, and that was on January 13th. So that was.
Do you want to send her a message right now and say how quickly could you
Hi,
work on this project now?
Laris. Laris, is that their name?
I mean, you're already in conversation with them, right?
Yeah, but her Larissa. That's it. Hi, Larissa. How is your availability the next few days? Okay, she had quoted 75 for this project, so more than her usual, right? She usually responds within 5 hours. Okay, should we contact this other girl, Kristen Kenny? We can send it out to 2 people, see what we get back. Yeah. Hey, Kristen. Sorry for the delay. I'd love to move forward with this. What's your availability the next few days? And maybe we could provide them also with previous transcripts, like the transcript you did, to give an example. What it should look like. She usually responds within 20 hours. So this guy wanted to look at a transcript first before quoting. He's a little more expensive. So let's see what we get from these first 2.
Okay, cool.
And even if they don't respond once we get this transcript, we can send it over to them so they can look at it and get a better idea.
Cool. Great. Do you have other, rather than necessarily showing them like the script that I did, I wonder if you've created content like this before that you could show them so they can kind of see the feel of it.
Yeah. I could show them one of Cassie's paper edits that's like super that's not final.
Can you? I would try to send them a video, or I don't know. At least that seems useful to me because I am interested. My mind thinks about the final product that way. I would think that would be useful to them.
Yeah, I did send the other.
Maybe just send them.
I don't have a good paper edit.
Do you have video? Can you show them a video that you've done before of similar projects?
Yeah, I have a couple videos that you can find in messages to other people, like this guy. If we go to orders, Lucas. This is probably pretty uninteresting. I think I can stop recording now. Hey, thank you, viewer, for checking in. We're gonna sign out now. Have a good day. Goodbye.